Frederick and Johnny, after the shift. Professionalism, Johnny, what are we talking about?
Depends where you're working.
Okay.
You're working in a busy nightclub, it's loud and everything. Your conversation's going to be loud. Nobody's going to hear it.
Right.
You got the beats going on in the background.
Right.
Got me?
Yes.
Anyway, you're in a busy nightclub, whether it's bands or DJ, or whatever, it's loud. Your personal conversations aren't going to be heard by the guests because it's just loud.
Or oftentimes in that scenario, like if there's if there's a loud beat, we have the technology. We could probably get a beat somewhere.
Yeah.
But anyways, your beat was great.
Yes.
Thank you for doing that. If there's the beats going on, you have to lean over and like yell into the ear.
Yeah.
You can
have any conversation in the world.
Whatever you want.
Anything.
But if you're in like a quiet,
if you're working in a bar,
dining environment,
you're working in a restaurant
where there's not that loud of music.
There's music, but it's not loud because it can't be so loud that it drowns out your conversation. Because the reason why you go to a restaurant is for conversation, most of the time, unless you're alone and then you want to talk to the bartender.
Yeah. Oh, right? Yeah, that's another one.
That's another one, and make sure your personal conversation is within yourself.
Yeah, and that's for both sides of it. So if you're going to a restaurant and you're talking about private things, you don't want to be yelling about it.
No.
Or being overpowering and just screaming.
And realize where you are in the restaurant.
Yeah.
If you've got a server section where that's where the servers go and they ring in all the food and you decide to talk about what you did last night or we're doing tomorrow, and it's language that shouldn't be, if you want to have that language, great. If nobody's hearing you, but the guest is about 2 feet away from you, you're not in a glass booth. Right. You realize where you are and how loud you are. And so unfortunately, you're with a buddy or whatever that works in there as well, and then you just get loud. And you realize that guest, you got to put yourself in that situation. The conversation you're having, if you were out on a date, and the server was there and they were having that conversation, how would you like that?
Yeah, so it's not a bad idea.
No,
what you want to do is be professional.
Yes,
and it's, even if you're so the service is like, well, whatever, big deal. I'm just a dishwasher, or I'm just doing this is an entry level job. If you just maintain that professionalism throughout your career, it's going to help you in the long run, and
it'll help you move up in the industry. If you're back there and you're swearing this and that, it's. You got to make sure that in this industry, restaurant or bar, people start at 15, 16 years old. Maybe they don't want to hear you talking, or playing some crazy music or talking or swearing. They're still young,
right?
Impressionable.
That's right.
Right? You just got to realize that the ages in the restaurant industry is 15 to 50, 60.
Right.
That's a big group. It's not just just one age group. So you think of what you're saying, where you're saying it. The guests don't care. Even if you're at the host stand, wherever you are,
anywhere.
Watch what you're saying. If you're having a personal conversation, realize that is there a table close by that could probably hear this? Once the guests start to come in, stop the fucking conversation.
All right. Well, yeah, maybe
throw a swear word in there.
Yeah, well, maybe let's touch on that. So manners matter. And maybe swearing matters.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't think there's a need for it. Some people think there's a need for it. Some people are whatever. It's just words. It helps. Some people say how they express themselves, like yourself, Johnny, which is fine.
Sometimes you're frustrated and you just go, I talked to you this about 127 times about this.
Right.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Right.
Well, yeah, I did. Or your voice carries.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Okay. So know the tone of your voice.
If you're somewhere, even if you're by the kitchen, and someone else is across the room and they can hear your voice, that's not good.
Right.
Maybe it's just a normal conversation. It doesn't matter. The guests are out for a nice dinner.
Yeah. Or even if they're not, if they're, again, I always say breakfast. I always bring it back to bacon and eggs for some reason, toast. But if they're there for food, they're there for food. Yeah. Manners matter.
It's a different environment. It depends where you are. It might be a bit louder at a breakfast club, and it's a smaller environment. If it's or a smaller restaurant or bar or whatever, wherever you're in, floor space. Yeah. Or capacity.
Sure.
How close are the tables?
Yeah.
How close, is your server station to the table?
Yeah. So, but that what I think is a good strategy if you don't have one is showing up and trying to be consistent and consistently professional.
Absolutely.
Will be better than if you have something else going on outside of work that is on your mind. maybe just shelf it for a bit.
If you can. I mean,
maybe sometimes you just can't.
And then get the day off. Take the day off.
Yeah.
If you have to. You're
If
dealing
you
with
can.
some personal stuff. If you can.
Right.
In this industry,
Yes.
and I may have talked about this before on one of our podcasts,
Mm-hmm.
you have to leave whatever's going on in your life outside. Put it in your car, slam the door.
Yeah.
Or leave it outside. As soon as you walk in, you have to leave it. No matter what's going on.
Yeah.
We all go through stuff. Everybody goes through stuff, some more than others.
Right.
Some deal with things better.
Yes.
But when you're in this industry, it's part of getting in the industry. You have to leave everything outside.
Yeah. If somebody's so talking about a nice dinner, somebody's coming in for a nice dinner, and you're just checking them like, and they ask you how you are,
Yeah.
and then you start going on about,
Yeah.
well, my flat tire.
Yeah, and my girlfriend just broke up with
something
me,
else,
and
I can't. I have so much.
yeah, just
don't wanna hear it. They were
but
just being nice.
Your job is just to say,
Yeah.
yeah, it's great. I love it. You know what's going on. It's beautiful weather out. Just talk casual stuff. You don't want your
Or-
personal life involved in this person.
Focus on the task at hand.
Yes.
If
Yeah.
they're like, "How are you doing?" and say you're having a bad day, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Well, that's neither here nor
Yes.
there. What do you want?"
Yeah,
Or
your
what-
energy will be sent there to
Yeah.
that table. If you
Yeah.
come in and you're and I've said this before, a resting bitch face, so
Okay.
to speak. If you're just walking around and you've got the look, and a lot of people don't notice it,
Right.
and this person or people are good-looking people, but when you have that face that, you know,
I don't. Yeah.
it's,
Okay.
it's called a resting bitch face.
Sure.
And the people in the industry would know what I'm saying.
Okay.
And they'll probably say, hey, that's me. So
Could
you just, and we're not expecting you to stand in the corner and smile by yourself,
So you want a resting best face, not the
not the other one. He'll say the best, I'll say the bitch. And that's what it says. Could be,
So you want to have a
whether it's a guy or a girl. If you look, you look in the side and you look like you don't want to be here, and you're just maybe thinking about something else, but the guest, you might not be the server, but they're up over somewhere else and they're watching. That person doesn't look like they want to be here.
right.
And next thing you know, there's a guest complaint because this, or if you're standing there and you're doing nothing and there's
Yes.
a beer to run or a drink to run,
Yeah.
and it's not your table,
Okay.
run it.
Sure.
Don't just, well, it's not mine. I'm watching
Yeah.
a football game.
So back to being professional. You're saying that you might have stuff going on which might distract you from doing your job, but just try as much as you
Yes.
can to just focus
But sometimes,
on your job.
sometimes,
and be
Freddie,
professional.
Frederick, we can't leave it outside.
Right.
There's stuff that goes on in people's lives that are just tragic, really.
Yeah.
And if you can't do it, reach out to your your establishment. They'll help you out, but try and leave it outside. And if you can't, take the day off.
Yeah.
Just say, you know what, I'm having a bad day, because you're going to bring it in there. You're not going to have a good day because there's so much on your mind.
And it could affect other people.
Yes.
And then so it's
And it just
it's the
kinda-
ripple effect.
There it is. Absolutely.
getting-
I was going to say dominoes. I don't know why I said that. That's
Well, that's the same.
Yeah.
Dominoes are also like one event affects. Yes. Good for you.
I got stuck.
Yeah, that's
it's like
pretty
those beats.
Yeah. We got it.
And they get
Okay.
stuck.
But yeah, so at the end of the day, and then on the flip side of that, if you're having a good day and you come in,
Yeah.
nothing wrong with sharing that.
And if someone's having a bad day and you have a great day, you can share that energy, and they'll say,
Yeah.
thanks, or chat with them in
Yeah.
the back out of the sight of everything, and say, you know what, I have this. Can I chat with you for a second? And they can help you through what you're going through.
Yeah.
So not only are you going to send it to, or the energy is going to go to your guests, and you're not going to have a good night. You might not make tips, and it's all connected.
Yeah, and
know?
there's gonna be ups and downs.
Absolutely.
Like nobody likes this.
If you're in the industry, I've been in the industry over 35, 30-ish, somewhere like that.
A long time.
And I've had a lot of bad days.
Yeah.
To leave it outside, sometimes it's fucking difficult.
Right.
And you want to get in there, and as soon as you get in there and you're around good people and a good energy and everything, and they can kind of help you through it in one way or the other.
Yeah, so sometimes if you are having a bad day and you just kind of leave it outside and you just focus on the task
Yes.
at hand, you kind of just get yourself distracted
Yep.
and you just do your job.
Yeah. But if you
That
come
could be
in
a win. That's a win.
and you can't leave it and you're inside and you're emotional and this and that,
Yeah.
just ask maybe the manager or the boss, whoever it is, say, can I go home? I just can't do it today.
Right.
Absolutely.
And then, yeah, some people will be receptive to that, some people won't. And you
Yep.
have to be prepared for both.
Yep.
You have to
Yep.
be like, you know what? I need to leave for whatever reason.
And it all depends what the reason is. If you say, my boyfriend hasn't texted me in 3 minutes, I can't do it, or whatever it is. My dog, I just put my dog down. I can't, or whatever, it all depends what the reason is. If it's just, I don't feel well today. I just,
Yeah, so you basically have to know you
Yeah.
know what your limits are.
Yeah,
and
because
if it's going to affect you or if it's not going to
because when
affect
you
you.
get in this industry, it's a lot of stuff you gotta, like we talked earlier, you gotta give up stuff. You gotta put stuff in the backburner. You have to have a thick skin, so to speak.
It helps.
Yes, to get out there, and no matter what's going on in your life, we're in the limelight. People, let's say you work in a factory. That doesn't matter what mood you're in. Doesn't matter. Putting a bumper on all day or whatever. Doesn't matter what mood you're in.
Yeah, but it helps if you have a better mood.
Absolutely. But you can take that bad mood or whatever you're going through and bring it to work. Because
Right.
you're still doing your job here. You're in the public eye. And that's what you signed up for.
Right. Being in
So
the
to
service
speak.
industry,
Yes,
for sure.
100%.
So the best thing to do is to be as professional as you can.
Absolutely.
And to stay positive. And if you end up having a bad day, maybe just leave it outside for a bit. Still deal with
If you
it
can.
after.
Yeah. Or get to work and say, talk to somebody, say, what, can I, finish off early or, I'll come in for a few hours or whatever it is. And, and maybe by the time you get to work, you might get through it and say, you know what, I'm good.
Yeah.
I
Maybe,
can work,
maybe work can help you through the bad
Because I
time.
think the big thing with work, and if you've been there for a while, is teamwork, and you make a lot of friends, and
That's right.
they're family.
That's right, yeah.
In the industry, it's family.
For sure.
It absolutely is. Yeah.
Okay, I think
that note?
Yeah, are we winding down?
I think so. Do you got something to add to it there?
No, I think we nailed it.
Yeah.
Professionalism.
Yeah, absolutely. And
The
just
service
know
industry
what to do, when to
matters.
say it, where to say it.
It matters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bye.
See you next time.